What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. I've been popping off with the videos and I'm gonna keep going at it. If you guys watched one of my last videos, I think I posted it probably 2 days ago, I was talking about how I was able to make the money to afford $8,000 of e-bikes, but you guys only saw a brief little segment of each bike. And in this video I'm gonna do something very special, and I'm gonna go through my entire bike collection and kind of run you through each one and what I actually used it for. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, to get us started here, we got the first major e-bike that I ever bought. If you guys want to know what my first e-bike ever was, it was this thing right here, is the Jasion EBX. It is absolute dog shit, but if you are looking to get started in the e-bike space, you're not looking for something super expensive, you're not looking for a Talaria, you're not looking for any of the other bikes that I have, nothing too flashy, nothing too crazy, you can get yourself started with one of these. It'll get up to about 20 something miles an hour, 23 miles an hour with a 750 watt motor, all the legal limits. You're not gonna have a single problem with the cops with this bike, but that's if you wanted to get started. This was the bike that I had, and the whole story was I used this bike and did DoorDash on this bike. DoorDash, yes, and random other businesses, just trying to hustle, trying to get enough money to buy a nice bike, because all of my friends had one and I was the only one left out. That's how important friend group is, and that's how important the people you know is to who you become, because that kind of shaped my life going forward. But this one right here is the Ziegler F1 Pro dual motor. We got one motor in the back. I know you can't see it because all the fucking luggage on this bitch, but one motor in the back. We got one motor on the front. I usually don't show this, but I've had this bike so long, it's gotten itself up to the 2,000 miles on this puppy. I've had this bike for a long time, and it has gotten me everywhere for ages. I'll kind of go through a couple of the features. We got the tail lights, got all the turn signals, brake lights, and then we got our headlight up front. Everything's pretty solid on this bike. One of the things I do like the most is that I can actually charge my phone right over here, plug it up to my phone stand. It comes with that charger. I did have to replace this throttle. It did have a quarter twist, I believe, but it kind of shit out on me. Then we got over here the single motor, dual motor switch. Horn, pretty loud, but pretty gay. Sounds retarded a little bit. Then we got turn signals left and right, which is great, and then on off. And then for the tail light, it does do the brake sensor, so when you do brake, it will light up. This is probably one of my most iconic bikes, and then one of the bikes that I actually attribute most of my money to because of what you see here. This trailer will probably run you about another $200 or so, and you can hook it up. I'll just kind of show you on the other side, although you can't really do it on this side. You can hook it up right here with this. It's not rendering in. This bolt, you can vaguely see it right there. Yeah, that bolt. With that bolt, you can screw it in, you can tighten it up, and you got yourself a trailer, which can carry about, I don't know, maybe 150, 175 pounds, I think is what it said. But this is the thing that has been carrying all of my cargo for the last couple of months, where I've been running pressure washing. There's a lot of shit in here. You can see I got a ladder at the bottom, a couple of pressure washers, extension cords, chemicals, fucking everything in here. And then we got ourselves 2 saddle bags. Right over here we throw in all of the extra shit. I also have one that goes right over the rack. There were a couple of times where I was able to get girls on the back of this bike. So this bike has been through a lot, but you can set yourself a nice seat right here on the rear rack if you want to take your girlfriend for a little bit of a ride, but that's for another video for right now. But this is the Ziegler F1 Pro, but it'll probably run you about $1,100, if not more expensive because of the tariffs and shit. We do also got ourselves a rear view mirror just so that we can see behind us, and a beautiful color display. So let's roll on to the next bike. This is the second bike, and honestly, one of my favorites. It is definitely up there in all of the bikes that I've had. Definitely a really solid bike. Honestly, it does have a little bit of stereotypical Hispanic bike, because a lot of Hispanic people do ride this. It is a little bit late, so it doesn't really do full justice of how beautiful this bike looks it really honestly doesn't look like a bike anymore, and we are getting closer and closer to a motorcycle style look. When you do buy this bike stock, it's going to come in this black color. We did wrap over it with this green forged carbon, and honestly I think it just looks beautiful. There's a lot of other things I do need to finish up on here. It was kind of a project that I started and didn't really particularly finish, but it did happen. The biggest thing on this bike is the motherfucking battery. Sorry for cursing, but the battery on this bitch, it is absolutely humongous. It starts all the way up here and sits in the frame. It is about 52 volts with about 80 amp hours of energy. We got ourselves a rear rack, and we got this relatively basic tail light. It's just got lights and then a brake light. No turn signals, which is really unfortunate. I was hoping for it to have turn signals. This bike does have pedals. It really makes no sense because this thing is about 160 pounds. It's fucking heavy. The battery itself, just to say, is about 35 pounds to 40 pounds. Depending on the model, they do come with bigger batteries, and you'd be saying, well, what the fuck? But you can take a look. Humongous fucking hub motors here. If you take a comparison, I did this on the unboxing video. I'll put it up in the corner right over there, so go click on the unboxing video if you want to see when I did unbox this baby. But humongous. They say 1500 watts. They only really run 1000 watts, but 1000 watt relatively hub motors. And then we got ourselves Tektro. Is this Tektro? No clue. Some random brand right here. It's not Tektro, but we got some beautiful hydraulic brakes. You can see the fucking calipers are not calipers. Pistons are humongous. You can see huge piston to get ourselves some good amount of stopping power. Then we got ourselves pedals, derailleur, a couple of other things in here. The only thing I don't like on this bike is where the controllers are seated. It doesn't really matter too much, but when it does come to other stuff, you got one controller, you can see it, it's tucked in there. And we got the shock. This is the only thing I really don't like on this bike. The shock is fucking, it says it's somewhere on here, right here. It's not going to do it justice, but it says 700 pounds, 750 pounds per inch. So based on that number, it is a lot of fucking weight that shock can take. The rating for this bike is 500 pounds, so you can put a 500 pound load on it and it will take it no problem. I've took multiple people on this bike, absolutely no problem. We got one controller up in there, and we got our second controller down in here. Our second controller down in here. A couple people told me it does look like an engine. True, but you know what it is. We got ourselves our big headlight up front. Then we got these hydraulic brakes. I like how the brakes are done, and they have these mineral oil cups right here and right here. I put ourselves some nice rear view mirrors here. Brakes are fantastic. The brakes are absolute fantastic, and no, that's not the bike making that noise. The brakes are fantastic. They really get this thing to a good stop. Then we got ourselves our horn, pedal assist levels, lights on, our display right over here, our gear switching. We can actually switch the gears, and we do have ourselves a full twist throttle. And then we got ourselves our little samurai decal. I did throw that on myself. It did not come with the bike. But this bike, absolutely stunning. It's got itself on humongous 26x4 inch wheels. It is pretty massive bike. So if you are looking to go far, because you get this huge battery, and this battery gets you about 100 miles range, maybe 80 miles range. You can go about wherever the fuck you want to go at any given point in time. This is the Iahora Romeo Pro 2. I will see if I can throw a little link in the description if you guys want to check it out, see what it looks like. But do take a look at the unboxing video. I'll throw it in the link in the description as well. And then you got your adjustable forks. You can adjust them. Honestly, they weren't that great. These ones actually kind of got fucked up. But this thing's got about 700 miles on it, and definitely a great bike on my fleet. Last but not least, we got the Talaria Triple X, and this is probably the one that all of you guys came to watch the video for. I'm going to run you through, for those who do ride e-bikes and ride e-motos, everything that is on here. We got the custom grips. These were ODI grips. They're going to be probably swapped out for ODI grips. This is a little bit messed up right now, but the key ignition we got going on over here. Then we got the 318 fun mount. And we got a couple of spacers up in here. Then right here, we got the Formula brakes up in here, $300 brakes. And we got the stock brake right over there. Everything over here is pretty stock. This is wrapped up over on the fork, all wrapped, wired in here. Headlight swap out the Baja. Then we got this custom made plate. And as we come around this way, obviously the biggest thing that pokes out is the guts seat cover. We got the tail light removed, and that was replaced with a Baja. I'm super sorry I didn't get the bike cleaned right before this, so it's a little bit dirty. We got the stock controller right over here, triple X Talaria XXX horn, all that stuff in here. Then we got this wrapped in forged carbon. We got the white wrap right here. Then we got the belt or motor cover. And we got these wave pegs, peg bracket right underneath here. A lot of people don't see this, but we got the wheelie light. Turn it on at any point. Then we got this little thing. I don't remember what this is called for the shock, but we got that wrapped in monster. And then we got a rear tail light Baja right here. And then if I come around to this side, we got the wave decal right over here. More forged carbon. Then we got another Milk Racing decal right over there. JB plates. This thing right here, I really don't actually know what that brand is, but it looks pretty sick. That's the majority of all the upgrades that we put on this thing. You got all the controls up here. Headlight off, horn. You got the controller kind of thing, not controller, the display right here. I don't know why the fuck I just called that a controller. Rear tail light, start switch, throttle. Somebody told me it's an FX throttle. I don't really know what that's about, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I think it's a stock throttle though. Regardless of that, this is the bike. This thing, if you want to buy brand new and then start throwing on all these modifications, brand new stock is about $4,000. Then if you throw on modifications to it, you're paying another about $700 or $800 for all of these extra mods. So in total, we're rounding about $5,000. And honestly, I did not pay that much when I bought this bike because I did buy it used. But regardless of that, my fleet actually, if you take all the accounts in brand new, is about $10,000, getting close to $10,000. But this is our last bike in the fleet, the Talaria Triple X. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, and that was my entire $9,000, $10,000 bike fleet. Consisted of 3 bikes. I'll throw a couple of pictures each one so you guys can see which bikes they were. I'll throw a bunch of links in the description if you guys want to take a look at any of them or want to take a look at any of the actual stats or modifications or whatever. I'm not really looking to sell any one of them, but a couple of people were asking me on my TikTok, hey, you looking to sell any of your bikes? One of them may go, either the Eohora or the Ziegler. One of those two may go. But for right now, they've all been doing a great job for me, and I fucking love them. And some people are asking me, so when you get a car, are you going to keep the bikes? I may keep one of them just to have, but typically I'm probably just going to sell all 3 or 2 of the 3 so that we can get extra money and then buy ourselves a nice car when that comes around to it. A lot of people are like, oh, you're flexing money and blah. But honestly, it really brings me more happiness, and I can't tell you guys enough. Once you buy one of these, it is an absolute game changer. Shit will absolutely change your life, and really honestly it changes you into a little bit of a different person. But amazing experience on all 3 of the bikes. Every single time you buy a new bike, it's really like buying a new car. It's like getting a Lambo on your drive. It's really insane. But if you guys want to see more bike content, because I do both. I know I show a lot of the business content, but also I try and show a little bit of the bikes, but not too much. But if you guys want to see more bike content, whether it's riding, wheelies, hanging out, being with the boys, riding with the boys, I am willing to throw some of that stuff in there. But you guys got to let me know what you guys want in the comments, because I don't know if you guys are going to like that content or not. But I'm going to stick to what I'm doing. And if you guys want to see how you can actually make the money to pay for these own bikes yourself, so you're not relying on your mom or your dad to pay $4,000 for a really nice bike for you, you need to click this video up here. I talk about how I actually have this fleet of bikes, and I talk about how I made the money to get them, and most importantly, I show you how you can do it too. We're also looking to do a part 2 on that video, so make sure that you like that shit up. You drop a comment, all that type of stuff. And I don't want to waste any more of your time, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.